Hello, Shifting Schools community. Jeff Utecht here. As we wrap up our exciting journey into eSports, Tricia and I wanted to share what we have coming up next for you in September. As we start the new school year, we're diving in with a brand new mini-series focused on social emotional learning, or SEL, a topic that we know is front and center in the minds of educators as we start another school year. And we're not doing it alone. I'm thrilled to announce our guest list for this enlightening mini-series, a lineup of voices that will guide us through this landscape. You'll hear from Jessica Lahey, New York Times bestselling author.
When we talk about competence and we talk about building that sense of, oh no, wait, I can do this, I can rely on myself, it's so much more important than that task there in that moment. It's about building that self-reliance for later. It's about, obviously, the dopamine thing we've been talking about.
Charles Barrett, author of Social Justice in Schools.
At the meeting, I think about who speaks first and what tone does that send for how much we value the family's input or perspective on their child.
Dr. Katie Novak, an internationally renowned expert and author.
We think about we want to make a cake. We want to bake a cake, right? Tricia wants to make a red velvet cake, but you don't cake. And for the love of all that's good, so many people will say, we already do MTSS. And I'm like, first of all, it's not something you do. Like, MTS is not a verb. You don't MTSS, right? You are building a system that better supports leaders and families and educators and students.
Swapna Krishna, known from Wired and PBS.
We all feel small at times. We all feel like we're not enough. We all feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. What if they find out I have no idea what I'm doing? You know, imposter syndrome. We all feel inadequate at times. And looking at it, I don't ever want people to look at a picture of space and look at the stars, to look at a nebula, to look at a galaxy and say, I feel insignificant.
And that's just the start. These thought leaders will share their insights, strategies, and stories, helping us understand how to connect with our students on a deeper, more compassionate level. Join us as we uncover the keys to empathy, resilience, collaboration, and more. Subscribe to the Shifting Schools podcast on your favorite platform, and let's embark on this journey together. School's in session, folks, and the next lesson is one you won't want to miss. Here's to shifting education together, one conversation at a time. Until then, we'll see you on the network.